Right now at 6, a weather watch alert, a couple of waves of some potentially heavy rain and thunderstorms on the way. We'll time it all out for you coming up.
And with the rain threat, flooding concerns rising once again in Hartford, what the city is doing to make sure residents are prepared.
Also, some big name races have already been called in primary elections across the state. We'll have a closer look at some of them, including Hartford's Democratic mayoral primary.
Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, begins with a weather watch alert.
Grab that umbrella because we can expect some rain and potential storms later today. Good morning. Thanks for being with us, America Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. All right, when's it going to start? How much are you going to get? Let's get that forecast. Meteorologist Matt Scott. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you both. We've been waiting for today, not for the anticipation of tough weather out there, but finally, this is the beginning of the end of our very stagnant weather pattern. We're going to start to see some changes after today. The changes, unfortunately, bring some storms. Some of them may be heavy, looking for the potential for some isolated flooding out there. This, coupled with all the rain we saw over the weekend, may be a combination. It may be too much for the ground. Severe weather risk. We're under a level 1 marginal risk across the state for the potential for damaging wind gusts. Can't rule out a tornado, but it really doesn't look to be the likely culprit of the trouble today. There's the rain starting to creep over the border into Danbury, lower Fairfield County. Bigger storms along 684 getting ready to cross outside of Westchester County. There is some lightning, some thunderstorms associated with it. Nothing severe, but strong enough that it will clearly affect the morning commute and the bus stop forecast as this marches its way across the state this morning. And as I mentioned, there's a few waves coming through. So what we get this morning is not it. We'll go into the afternoon. You'll see some more scattered activity that does have the potential for firing up into severe levels. We're going to hold that in the forecast till about 9-10 o'clock tonight. You saw that last line. That's the front. Once we get that through, things get a lot better. 66 degrees now. We're looking for thunderstorms and temperatures only in the lower 70s. Kids for outdoor activities after school, stand by. With the threat for lightning, I don't know if outdoor practices are going to happen, but listen to your coaches for that. We'll have more on the forecast. A good-looking forecast for the weekend coming up. Let's get the check on the roads. Right now, all must be quiet because the rain is not playing into it just yet.
We have a couple of areas of slowdowns, though, Matt, that I want to alert folks to now. If you're heading out the door this morning, you're going to have to give yourself some extra time over in Milford now, just out by exit 38A. We do have some road work that is still out there this morning. Usually we have road work that's already wrapped up at this hour, but bringing you some very heavy delays on that northbound of 95 just out by exit 38 due to some emergency repairs that are out there. So 95 southbound traffic speeds have been reduced to just around 9 miles per hour. So it is a slow go there. So we'll keep you posted on that. We also have some minor delays rather over in the Cromwell area. Live look outside both 91 both directions with light volume, but I'll alert you to where we have just a brief slowdown just around 37 miles per hour. A live look outside over in Waterbury where road work, that's a tongue twister, has wrapped up just out by exit 18 to 22, guys.
The heavy rain expected today could bring flooding to areas that often see problems during storms.
Yeah, Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live in Hartford with more on how city leaders are asking people to prepare. Brooke, good morning.
Well, the north end of Hartford often sees a lot of flash flooding during those heavy storms, those quick rainstorms that come through and then stick around for a little bit. Now, today is bringing another possibility of that as we see that rain move into this area. Hartford city leaders say flooding really has become something that they're seeing a lot of, especially up in this area and especially over the past couple of months. Now, in order to prepare, they say that you should move all your valuable items up to a safe place, definitely out of the basement. That's where they're seeing a lot of problem areas. They suggest clearing debris from gutters and storm drains along your street if you can. And if you do see any sort of sewer or storm drain backups today, you can go ahead and report those to the Metro District Commission. All of that information can be found at fox61.com. We will have those numbers up for you. Leaders are also encouraging people to move cars away from any trees that could fall, have a flashlight ready, and make sure that your generator is working. And of course, make sure it's also a safe distance away from your home. You don't want any issues there. If you are impacted by flooding today, or if you have been over the past couple of months, you could be reimbursed for damages. In a pilot program for the city of Hartford, anyone impacted by flooding after January 2021 can file a report and you could be compensated in this first come, first serve program. They say that they have a lot of money allotted for that. It's just something that you have to apply for and then, of course, get approved. That is kind of a process there. We'll have that up on Fox 61 as well. Now, it's a good idea to have your phone charged. Everyone says that they want to make sure that you have access to the Eversource website. That way, if your power does go out, you can monitor any of those changes, or as long as they're trying to work on it, then you'll kind of know what's going on in your neighborhood. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Brooke, thanks so much. We just want to remind everyone out there, whenever severe weather happens in our state, you can count on Connecticut's news station for the latest. We send updates and alerts right to your smartphone so you can stay ahead of weather, severe weather. All you have to do is download the free Fox 61 News app. Primary election results are continuing to come in this morning. One of the most closely watched races, the open seat for Hartford mayor.
Yeah, Arunan Arulampalam has now declared a win over his two opponents in the Democratic primary. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro joins us live outside City Hall to break down what comes next.
Tim, Erica, good morning. And what this means, Arulampalam will now appear on that November general election ballot as the Democratic nominee for mayor. And winning this primary, though, a big deal because in a Democratic stronghold like Hartford, winning the Democratic primary likely means that person will go on to take the mayor's office. The Associated Press calling this race in favor of Arulampalam. Take a look at where those numbers stand this hour. He beat out former Superior Court Judge and state lawmaker Eric Coleman and State Senator John Fonfara. Arulampalam speaking last night at Duncan Park, declaring victory, surrounded by family, supporters, and even Governor Lamont. He was the candidate endorsed by Hartford Democrats and outgoing Mayor Luke Bronin, who decided not to run for re-election. Arulampalam is the CEO of the Hartford Land Bank, a local nonprofit that redevelops blighted properties. Before that, he served in the Lamont administration. Now, among the highlights of his platform for mayor, creating a fund to provide capital to Hartford residents starting small businesses or buying homes in Hartford neighborhoods, and also rebuilding after-school sports and rec programs in each neighborhood, along with music and the arts and academic and mental health support.
A vision of affordable housing for all, of safer streets, of safer communities, of more invested in neighborhoods.
Since I made that announcement that I wasn't going to run again, my biggest hope was that I would have the chance to hand over the reins of this great city to someone who would work with the same energy, the same compassion, the same passion.
And we have reached out to both the Coleman camps and the Fonfara camps to get a response to Arulampalam's projected victory in this mayoral race for the Democratic side. Still waiting to hear back on both of those fronts. We are live in the capital city this morning. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Angelo, thank you. Turning to some other local races this morning, let's take you to New Haven. Mayor Justin Elicker looking for another term. As you can see, he got about a 3-to-1 margin of the votes for Liam Brennan, 71% to 29%. So it looks like he is cruising through. In Derby, the race for the Republican mayoral nomination is actually heading for a recount. Alderman Gino DiGiovanni leads by just 10 votes over current Mayor Richard Zekin, which means that's triggering an automatic recount. That is scheduled to happen Friday at noon at City Hall.
And in Bridgeport, Mayor Joe Ganim winning the Democratic primary, defeating challenger John Gomes. And in West Haven, another very closely watched race. Barry Lee Cohen winning the Republican nomination for mayor. He defeated political newcomer Paige Weinstein. Now, Cohen spoke with us at Fox 61 after his victory, saying it's a clear signal that the people of West Haven are looking for change.
Give us a shot, because this is a referendum on change for the better. And you cannot keep the current individuals, same song, different verse, like musical chairs, different seats. We have to stop that. Everyone knows that there's a number of good people, but whatever they've been doing the last 2 or 3 decades has not worked. I won't let you down.
And you may remember that Cohen ran against outgoing Mayor Nancy Rossi 2 years ago. He lost that election by 32 votes. Cohen will face off against the Democratic State Representative Dorina Borer for mayor come November. And look at all of the race results. If you want to see all of them, all you have to do is text the word VOTE to the number on your screen, 860-527-6161. And we're automatically going to send you back a link to our results page. It populates vote counts and has all the information on the races for you right there on our website. And of course, you can always find it on our Fox 61 News website and our news app. You'll also find our team coverage of the primary and upcoming election in November.
Well, this morning, House Republicans said they're opening an impeachment inquiry into the president. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said President Joe Biden misled the public about his knowledge of his family's foreign business dealings. He also said House investigations so far, and we quote here, paint a picture of a culture of corruption, end quote, around the Biden family. Republicans say the allegations warrant investigation because of the deal, too, that prosecutors had offered Biden's son Hunter while investigating Hunter on tax and gun charges.
It appears that the president's family has been offered special treatment by Biden's own administration, treatment that not otherwise would have received if they were not related to the president.
He's in a difficult position, but sometimes you got to tell these people who are way off the deep end that they can't go forward with it.
Now, the White House said there's no evidence of wrongdoing by the president, calling the inquiry, quote, extreme politics at its worst.